This is the printer-friendly version of Harper's Quest 2, and if you're getting it printed out I recommend not doing the ring bound thing, just saddle stitch would be plenty. And if you're interested in that, here's a quick look at the old link there on itch.io where you can go and find it. There we go. And this is a fun little solo game which I'm about to have an adventure with. So I'm going to roll up my character and then see how the thing works. So here's our table of contents with all the stuff we need in one book. And the first bit we're going to go to is creating an adventurer. So we need to roll our attributes. We have intelligence, dexterity and strength. And then we roll 3d6 times 10 for starting money and 3 on the item shop plus 2 healing potions. So that's great. And we have attribute bonuses. Those with high enough base stats can adjust rolls related to that attribute. So we roll 4d6 and drop the lowest for our dexterity, top of the list. So we'll drop that to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's not brilliant. Never mind. And 4d6, drop the lowest again for our strength. 11. I don't think we have to worry about the bonuses. And we've got intelligence. 12. We are quite average. And yeah, we don't get any bonuses for anything. 3d6 times 10 for our starting money. Okay, that's 100. I'm assuming that armour class and health points are classed as attributes because there doesn't seem to be any other way to find out what those values are. So I'll just roll that, hope for the best. 9, 10, similarly rubbish as usual. And 9, yep, I'm rubbish at that as well. So, the printer-friendly version is not very printer-friendly because it's impossible to see the black numbers on the grey background. So I had to write them on top of pencil, and yeah, these bits here, there's nothing there that I can see in this printer-friendly version. So I'm assuming it's armour class, hit health points and damage in those columns. So we'll go with that and let's find out some items. Okay, we roll 3 times on the item shops. So we've got a rope ladder, another rope ladder, perhaps we roll that. Rope ladder, I'll re-roll the whole thing. Rope ladder, ale, and a whetstone. And we've got the rope ladder, the ale, a whetstone and the 2 healing potions. And we're going to roll the d6 for a starting spell, which is on a scroll. So we have the gravity spell. And when we cast this one-use scroll, we try to roll our intelligence. Now if we roll above, that's a weak cast. If we roll less, that's a successful cast. And if we roll dead on our intelligence, that's an ultra cast. So we get a different effect depending on what we roll. So now we have Glorvik. We need to find out what his quest is. So what's his goal? It is to investigate a frozen dungeon out of duty. And the boss type is human. Uh-oh. And the quest giver is family, so that makes sense. We have a sense of duty to our family to investigate a frozen dungeon inhabited by humans, who are the well, there's a human boss anyway. So we'll see how that makes things happen. So we need to roll 2d6 to figure out how many quest areas or rooms is in this adventure. 7. Okay. So we have 7 areas to clear, and then our final boss room, and we have 3 clue rooms that we need to investigate. So let's put them evenly spaced throughout our normal rooms. Maybe. And you roll on the D66 feature table. Once the feature is known, roll the D20 to determine the inhabitants. Now, I'm going to interpret the results from this using my Mistfall tiles, because I am in that kind of mood. And it has a sort of frozen wastes kind of tundra feel, so we'll go with that. Now, purple is tens, yellow is units, so we'll find out what our first area is on our features table. So that's 63. That is a pit. So if we draw a tile, so in the ruined watchtower, perhaps at the base of the ruined watchtower there is a pit. So I've grabbed a few monsters from the standees there, and goblins. We roll the armor class hit points randomly. The elites have d6 plus 1 damage. The big boss, which I'll pick a manticore, why not, has 1d10 damage, and the special ability, which you roll at random. And yeah, we've assigned those, and so when they come up we'll know what they are. So we've arrived at this pit location and we need to find out what's there. So we roll on this table here. That's a 10. That is an NPC. So we roll on the NPC tables and begin conversing, bribing and interacting with the NPC. So it's a D66 for this. Purple is 10s. 62. Conflict seeking, that's their personality. 14 is priest, a conflict seeking priest. Well, I'm a priest, perhaps he's a rival priest. And he has an item, which is a 45. Powdered pigments. Now, this priest might be looking to, his conflict might be with my enemy, this manticore. So we could determine that randomly on this making decisions chart. No, his enemy he's not looking for a fight with the manticore. He's looking for a fight with my order or religion or whatever. So I could have a fight with him. He seems to be looking for a fight, but I will use my intelligence to try and convince him to leave me alone, or bring him round to my way of thinking. So my intelligence is 12. I need to get 11 or less for a success, and if I get 12, then that's just awesome. Wow. Okay, I convince him that we should join forces against a greater evil. Wow, that is a great success. So he has joined my party, and we shall advance to the next encounter. So we use the NPC rules. 2 of his stats are 10 and 1 is 14, so I figure a priest, his intelligence will probably be best. 3d6 for armor class and hit points, and he does d6 damage. So Pylon Smythe has joined my party. Now I won't use the exits table because I'm just sort of wandering about in the wilderness, so we shall move on to our next location, and it is a plain of ice. So let's roll the feature and see what that gives us in inspiration terms. 63. That is... oh, not another pit. No, I'll re-roll. Or just do... I'll reverse it. 36. Large fireplace or pit with several stockings hung. One looks full. I'd say it's like a campfire or something, just to make things a bit different. So on this icy tundra, this campfire gives the only bit of warmth and heat and homeliness in this place. So let us roll a d20 and find out what's here. 2 is empty, there is nothing here. Well, this is one of our clue locations, so there must be a clue in this campfire. So we will have a rummage and it will give us a clue to the end boss, the ultimate enemy. So perhaps it will give us some information about some of his underlings. Perhaps we are aware that he's somehow employed a tribe of goblins to help him, so we can expect to find some of them. And there may be some fur from one of these werewolves, which gives us another clue as to the rest of his enemies. So that kind of just gives us a picture of the kind of forces we'll be up against. So that is our clue, that is what we find out in this location. So let's draw another tile to give us a bit of flavour. A dark shrine. So that's what we come across next, and we will roll a feature to find out what specific bit we encounter. So d66 again, we don't want another pit. 55, okay. A cauldron with a strange liquid bubbles. So that bubbling cauldron, which looks remarkably like a campfire. If we got a... yeah, that's ish. Made me think of this, at the heart of this dark shrine, this ruined dark shrine, we find a necromancer's study, and this would imply that the enemy, or manticore, has been dabbling with the undead, and this is where he's been doing it. So that's what we find, and we need to find out what is in this room by rolling a d20. 14. It is a trap. Cool. We should follow the trap rules. Find out what that's all about. Traps. Playing solo, you as Games Master have more information than your character's party. You can roll a trap either from your initial room roll or as a result of an exit. Countering a trap, each member of your party can detect it by rolling below intelligence. Okay. So I will try to roll intelligence or less. I roll bang on, so that's good. Pylon Smythe. Oh yeah, he's very smart. If you roll above your ability score, damage. Okay, rolling below irrelevant ability. Hang on. Right. Your party can detect it by rolling intelligence. Below intelligence. Failing to detect triggers a trap. You can avoid the trap by rolling below the relevant ability. So I have to roll below. So he's alright, my companion, but I think if I have to roll below and rolling bang on isn't mentioned, then I think I suffer. I will be caught by the trap. So let's roll to find out what it is. Poison dart. Okay, I need to roll an ability score to dodge out of the way of the poison dart. My dexterity is 8, so I'm not hopeful. Well, I managed it. So I dodged out of the way of the poison dart. But yes, that was quite unpleasant, but we managed to get away with it. So as we move on to the next location, at this Black Coven Hill, looking very cool there, we roll for another feature to give us an idea what we're working with. 55 again. No, let's roll something different. 52 treasure chests in each corner. So on this Black Coven Hill there is some kind of treasure. So we come to the top of this hill and there's some kind of treasure. I've not been rolling treasure, have I? I only defeated... we've not defeated anybody, have we? We've not really had a fight. That's fine. So, but there will be treasure here, probably, but definitely. But we need to find out what else is here. So, 17. That is an enemy. So there'll be an enemy to fight. I'll roll on the encounter table, and there will be definitely treasure. So they're guarding this treasure, I assume. D6 underlings, that's the goblins. The goblins are guarding something. And there are 6 of them, because there would be. Okay, I'm going to use my gravity spell. I'm going to roll for my intelligence and see what happens. 15, that's disappointing. All we get for using that is a free attack. So, party gets 1 free attack. I will launch into this goblin here and make an attack on his armor class of 9. I hit and I roll d8 damage. Okay, that wasn't so good. So, you roll combat simultaneously. So, I will go in for my full attack, and so will the goblin. He's trying to get 10, I'm trying to get 9. This is not going to go well. I hit, he misses. I get, was that an 18 or a 17? I think it was an 18. I think it was. I get +2 damage with that. So an 8, 9. Okay. I did check it was an 18, so I do him 9 damage, which wipes him out completely. That's pleasing. Okay, now Pylon is going to come in and attack, this goblin. So Pylon is looking for a 9, and the goblin is looking for an 11. Ooh, they both hit. Okay. The goblin does 1 damage, and Pylon does d6 damage. That is 4. That goblin is down to 2 health, so I'm just going to work through them methodically. So my character here, Glorvik, will attack, and so will the goblin. I think the goblin hit. Yes, it did. And does me d6 damage. 5 damage. It's down to 4. Pylon will attack. He hits. The goblin doesn't hit. So that's 13 for him, and he does d6 damage. The goblin does 1 damage, doesn't it? I'm being an idiot. There. Underlings do 1 damage. He rolls a 2, and that other goblin is defeated. So, Glorvik once again swings his hammer that he's got there. I miss, the goblin hits and does me 1 damage. This may be a TPK. Pylon, who's really good at fighting now, he goes in for a hit and misses, and the goblin hits him for 1 damage, so he's down to 10. Okay. Now I'm starting to worry. Have I got anything cool that I can use? I've got some healing potions, so that's something. So I'll do that. Gonna hit him. 18, that's excellent. That gives me +2 damage. The goblin also hits, so that's a shame. But I roll a d8, adding +2. That's 8 damage. That wipes him out completely. So, you know, it's fine. Pylon. The goblin hits, and he does not hit. So I'm going to charge in and take this one on, because Pylon has worked through them rather well. So I will. I hit, and the goblin does not hit. So I roll a d8, 4, and that brings him down to 2. Now Pylon, he will attack. He's the red die. 20, excellent. He gets +4 damage for that. And the goblin also hits and rolls, does 1 damage. But yes, +4 damage for Pylon. So that's 7 total. So that goblin is wiped out. Actually, I think that was that one. I was fighting the number 2 one. I think, I can't remember. And so, for our final attack, I roll a 9 and I just hit. The goblin rolls a 2 and does not hit. And I do him 2 damage, which kills him off. Now, there's supposed to be 6 goblins, so I'll use another one of my 5 what's-its. So Pylon can go and attack him first of all. Ooh, they both hit. Pylon is down to 7. But he does hit the goblin and rolls 17, gives him +1, 2. So that's a good start, but I will also attack that goblin now. I hit, and the goblin hits, so I'm reduced to 5, and I thwack him with my hammer and finish him off completely. Now, let's find out what this treasure is, because enemies leave treasures anyway. After defeating an enemy, roll on the treasure table. Roll 1d6 after defeating a minion, 1d12 after defeating a warrior, and 1d20 after defeating an elite. I'm assuming a minion also means underling. I think. 2. 1d6 times 10 gold pieces, so 50 gold pieces. That's not bad. And we're back. So, I ain't gonna lie, we need some healing, so I'm gonna drink one of these healing potions. Give me d10, that is brilliant. So I'm back up to 12. Oops, sorry, no, that's me. I will also, he's only on 8, he's not doing too bad. Oh, 7, sorry. Yeah. Let's not go crazy. So we'll hang on to the healing potion selfishly for the moment, and we will go on to the. We discovered a clue about those goblins because they were doing their necromancy thing. They're sort of necromancy goblin cultists. So that gave us another clue to our ultimate enemy and the whole of the quest. So I'm going to draw another tile from Mistfall. A burned village. Cool, yeah? And I'm going to roll on the features. Okay, 45 is crudely drawn wolf-like beast is carved on the wall. So let's roll to see what we get here. 8 is an NPC, another NPC. So let's create them and see what they are. 26 is self-promoting. 45 is a goat. Okay, self-promoting goat. And the item is 45. Powdered pigments again, we can't have that, surely. Or could we? Perhaps the powdered pigments mean that the goat has been painted a funny colour. I strangely don't think I've got a miniature for a goat, which is an oversight on my part. So basically, we find this goat that's been painted in strange colours, which sort of match the colours that the goblins were perhaps painted, signifying that it was part of the one of the rituals of this manticore cult of undead type people, necromantic manticore cult. And so this tells us that this goat has perhaps escaped from this ritual, and there's always a ritual, isn't there? And so perhaps it tells us that we are not far away from where the baddies are doing bad things. So yeah, so NPC goat in this burned out village. There. So at least we didn't have another fight, because you know, the goblins took it out of us. Our next quest will be in an abandoned temple. So we just need to find out what the feature is. That's 15. Tapestries in an abandoned temple. So we'll find out what this is. What kind of encounter? 14 is a trap. Okay, so we'll go to the traps table, but first of all we'll follow this here. Each member of the party will try to roll intelligence, roll below. So we've got to roll less than a 12 for Glorvik. We don't, we roll bang on 12, as I think I did before. And our other character, Pylon, he's got to roll below a 14, and he does. I'm really just blundering ahead of Pylon into these traps. So let's find an abandoned temple. So I can't wait to find out what awful trap I've stumbled into. Again, a 20-foot pit. Okay. So I guess to avoid it, I'd try and roll my dex, which is 8. Oops. 9, 10, 11. I take 3 damage from that. I can't remember if I fouled up the rules for the other pit, but never mind. Okay. Right, that wasn't so good. I think it was a good idea to keep that with a healing potion. But can we take a rest? I think we can. Yes, anytime a party rests, camps, or breaks for a narrative reason, roll for an encounter. Oh. Okay. So if I did rest, it wouldn't actually heal anybody or do anything like that, so it's just a story thing. So I'll take the other healing potion, the final one. That's 5. So so we are up to a maximum of 9 again, and we shall carry on to the next encounter after that trap. So there we go. And in this temple we actually uncover a clue. Now I guess it might be a sort of Mayan kind of stylized manticore drawing, so that tells us finally what the source of this evil that's in the land is. And in this frozen waste or tundra, and we have to investigate, and that's what we've investigated. We've found out the final clue. So with 2 more encounters to go, 1 normal one and 1 boss fight, we shall proceed further into the tundra, and as you can see we've reached some mountains. So we shall now roll a feature as we enter these snowy crags. 32 is a chilly breezy hallway. Well, a chilly breeze is what we're getting, and that's clearly what's going off here. It's proper chilly now, as you can see. So we're going to roll to see what kind of encounter this is. 5. Empty. Oh, that's surprising. But we can search. So, do we find... Would we be able to find something in this snowy crag to help us in our quest? An item or something? No. But we are able to take shelter, let's say, in this little hut, a shepherd's hut maybe. So the chilly wind doesn't get the best of us. We don't find an item, but we do find a bit of shelter on our way to the final boss, which is here. So I'm going to use my whetstone to sharpen my weapon and make it do more damage, but I'm not going to drink my ale, because although it gives me 1 extra armor class, I get -1 hit point for 2 encounters. So I really need all the hit points I can get, health points. And it's in a dark forest, so we follow through these snowy crags and we find the manticore in a clearing in a dark forest. So we come to our final battle, the boss fight. So we've not had many fights, we've only had the goblins really, but this is going to be a biggie. He's got plenty of health points, he does D10 damage, and he's got an armor class of 12, which is all determined randomly from the book. So we're going to launch at him. I've got no magic. He's got powdered pigments. He could try and throw them in the thingy's eyes, maybe. Perhaps he could do that. You've got to use your environment and your items to work some magic. We could have used a rope ladder at any point, but we didn't. We didn't really want to skip things. So, right. Okay. We're going to approach, and this furious creature is not going to parley with us. So I want Pylon to try and blind the manticore, perhaps for 1 turn, with these powdered pigments. So I think that'll be a dex check, perhaps. So if he rolls below, or equal or below, let's go for that. And he does roll below, so I think he will be blinded for 1 turn, so we can both attack him without retaliation. And I've got a little wooden counter to remind me of that. So he's done his thing, he's thrown the powder at the manticore, and now I will launch in and attack without fear of retaliation. Yeah, I'm going to make an unopposed attack right now. 19, and I get +1 damage for this this fight. So d8 +1. That wasn't great, was it? So I do hit him, but he's down to 15, and now the powder has worn off. So we're now both in trouble. So I'm going to attack again, and then Pylon will use his action to attack as well. And you know, the manticore is going to be able to counterattack both of us, because it's a manticore. It's got loads of claws and stings and things. So I attack. So the manticore hits me. This might be a TPK, so 6 damage. I'm down to 3 hit points. Wow. Okay, we're in trouble. But I'm sure Pylon will save the day as he does his attack. I'm going to say the Manticore is able to get another attack. He does hit. He does d6 damage. 4. So he smites it, a mighty blow. However, the Manticore does hit him and does 2 damage. So he's down to 5, I believe. Okay, we're in kind of trouble. Yeah, let's have a think. What have I got? I've got a rope ladder. I could climb up a tree. Can I use my action to throw ale in the Manticore's face? So if I roll my dex, which is 8, and therefore quite rubbish, I will be able to blind the Manticore again and give Pylon an unopposed attack. So we're looking for an 8 or less, and that's a 2. Sweet. So he is blinded once again, and Pylon will go in and try and hit him. I won't give him a bonus on his attack or anything because he's already got a pretty good bonus that he's not being hit back. So let's go. That sucked. So we've lost our ale. And we've wasted our unopposed attack. Yeah. I'm going to... I want to climb a tree with my rope ladder because I'm going to get killed very quickly. He's got 11 points left. Oh, let's go for it. Glorvik is going to go out with a bang, not a whimper. Oop. The Manticore misses, and I hit, which is nice. And I get +1 to my die again. And that's 4. Still not great. And come on, Pylon. Work your magic. Oh dear, that's a hit for both of them. So let's see what Pylon does first. A mighty strike of a 3. And unfortunately, what does the Manticore do? 3. Pylon is still standing, but we're both in deep trouble. So this could be our final round one way or another. So Glorvik will attack. He hits, and the Manticore hits. So I'll roll my damage first, which is d8 +1. 3. The Manticore is down to 1. Yeah, okay, let's roll the Manticore's damage. 1. That wasn't stressful at all. And so Pylon will get his attack, and I fear that Pylon might be knocked out by this. Oh, he misses and the Manticore hits. We need another incredibly low roll on Manticore's damage. And we don't get it. Pylon is gone. Okay, it comes down to this final round. One way or another, somebody's going down. Yep, this is all I can do. I miss. The Manticore hits. I have 2 health points remaining, and he rolls a d10 for his damage. So near, yet so far. So we came very close to defeating the enemy, but we didn't make it. Now this comes in a colour version or a printer-friendly version from the address I gave you at the beginning of the video. And yeah, it's a nice little, it's like a lighter version of Runecairn in a lot of ways. And, you know, I had this printed up. I didn't do it on my own printer, so that may have caused some of these issues here. But it is a neat little game. It gives you all the rules. You just have underlings, warriors and elites and bosses for your enemies. You decide what they are. And yeah, you've got... did I roll a weakness for the boss? Oh, I didn't get any clues, did I? Oh, yes, I did. Convince an NPC successfully first predetermined clue room. And I can't see what the die is for that. I'm guessing it's a D20. So what would have been the boss's weakness? Hates bright lights. Oh, we didn't really have anything to play on that, but it may have helped us. So, yeah, a neat little book. And a nice light solo game.